Back with you on Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery here on Locked On Sports Atlanta. Make sure to head over to youtube.com, put Locked On Sports Atlanta into the search browser. When you find our page, hit the subscribe button, leave us a comment, and of course, free and available on all your favorite podcast platforms, including Spotify and Odyssey. 5-star review is there. Follow me on my personal Twitter page at JMCH316. You know, it's funny, and we've talked about the rookies for the Braves and the young guys and the contributions that they've gotten. I mean, they have certainly got a lot. And it's funny because we came into the season with no real expectations for rookies, right? I mean, after the experiment of Christian Pache, and then, of course, he was traded, and Langoliers was traded, and they traded, 4 prospects to get Matt Olson. There wasn't really any expectation for the Braves to bring rookies up. I mean, you were set. Your infield was all set with Olson, Ozzie, Dansby, Riley, right? Your catcher position was set with Pena and with Travis d'Arnaud. You felt like your rotation was pretty well set. Yeah, you're going to bring up a young guy, probably like a Kyle Wright, or you gave Tucker Davidson or Bryce Elder or this guy, but you felt like, it wasn't going to be like a rookie or anything like that was going to make a big impact. Outfield-wise, you thought you had Rosario, and you got Duvall, and Ronnie will be back, and this, that, and the other, and you get Ozuna into the mix, and blah, 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 and you really didn't figure that there was going to be a lot of need for any rookies. Now we fast forward a few months into the season, and according to the latest odds, and these odds, by the way, are from FanDuel, right now the Braves have the tied for number 1 and the number 4 odds makers right now to have the Rookie of the Year. Michael Harris right now is the betting favorite along with O'Neal Cruz of the Pirates, and I'll talk about that in just a second. And Mackenzie Gore for the Padres, starting pitcher for them, is at number 3. And then Spencer Strider is at number 4. And it is kind of remarkable to think about. We sort of I'll say it like this. I had kind of given up on the Braves farm system just because we are in win now mode. And I've said for years, look, if I have to trade prospects and give up guys to go get quality major league talent because that's where we're at, then I'm good and fine with all of that. But I could not, and no, I don't think anybody could have seen Strider and Michael Harris coming in and doing what they're doing. And think about both of them. Strider's been with the organization for 2 years, right? He was drafted in 2020, and how quickly he's moved up through the ranks. Harris was a guy that was playing in Double-A, moved his way up over the last couple of years, but was playing in Double-A, didn't even go to the Braves Triple-A affiliate up in Gwinnett County up there, and immediately came from Mississippi up to the big league club. And both guys, honestly, have been outstanding in their role with the Braves. And now all of a sudden we're looking up, and it's another one of those arrow pointing upward types of things that we're like, wait a second, we didn't see this coming. Harris is obviously hitting 300, 5 homers, 19 RBI, scored 24 runs in 36 games, has 6 steals. And by the way, even if he gets into a funk offensively, speed and defense travels, right? The old axiom. Well, Michael Harris has got that in spades, right? He's been an outstanding defensive outfielder. And honestly, like last night, for instance, beats out an infield hit. Then he steals second. Then he steals third. And he scores on a hit by Olson. That's an element that, and I've said this for years. If you've listened to me on radio, even listened to me on this podcast, I don't think the Braves use their speed enough. I love their aggressiveness on the base pass because they can get it done. Ronnie, Dansby, even Ozuna trucking along. Once he gets going, he can get around the bases. So I love the dimension that Michael Harris brings, but nobody could have seen this coming. And now, honestly, he really is, I think, the front runner to be the Rookie of the Year. And with all due respect to O'Neal Cruz, he's another guy he's a guy that is a high prospect for the Pittsburgh Pirates, right? And he's a very defensive-minded player. But right now he's hitting 222. And with all due respect to his defense and this, that, and the other that people talk about, he ain't any better defensively than Michael Harris is. Go put Michael Harris's, highlight tape up there, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So he's been outstanding, and I think he's the leader. Now, we'll talk about Strider here in just a second, but today's show, of course, is brought to you by our friends at Coffee AM, and I love these folks. They are up in Canton, Georgia, local here to the Atlanta marketplace. This is the best online coffee company. Listen, they've been doing this for a while. If you go to coffeeam.com, you can check out their huge selection of products. They've got all sorts of ground coffees. They have the K-Cups. They have all kinds of teas and things like that. I mean, these guys are awesome. I'm drinking it here this morning. I mean, I do it every single day, but they are the best small batch coffee roaster in America. And again, they're local here to Atlanta. They have a lot of different flavors. You like lighter blends, you like darker blends. I'm a dark roast guy. I love that kind of stuff. So here's what we've got going on for you. We've got a special going for you. Right now, if you go to coffeeam.com/lockedon, coffeeam.com/lockedon, put in locked on into the coupon code, and we're going to give you 15% off all the coffees, teas, gift sets, whatever you buy out there, you're going to get that 15% off. So again, go to coffeeam.com/locked on today. Take a look at the full menu of different things that they've got on their website, coffeeam.com/locked on. Use the coupon code locked on at your checkout, and you get 15% off your first order of coffees, teas, and gift sets. I love these guys. They're up in Canton. That box that they sent me smells tremendous. Coffee AM is the best small batch roaster in America. So then we move over to Spencer Strider, who, when you think about how his role has evolved in being a guy who's a stopper in your bullpen, right? A terrific setup guy, middle guy, eat up some innings and long relief and strike out a million guys. And now he's moved himself into the starting rotation. Now, again, the other starter that a lot of people are talking about is Mackenzie Gore. And he's been pretty good. But in all honesty, he's 4 wins and a 3.18 ERA. And I only bring that up because, well, considering Strider's not been a starter all year, he's 4-2 with a 2.87 ERA and has 90 strikeouts in 59 innings. He averages almost 14 strikeouts per 9 innings. And he's got the mustache and he's got, the 100-mile, that's all great. But he's a terrific pitcher. He's, with all due respect to what Gore has done for San Diego, and because Blake Snell has been so bad, they needed another guy to step up. I mean, Musgrove has been terrific. He's going to be an all-star. No problem there. Darvish is Darvish. But Blake Snell's been, awful, if we're just going to put it bluntly. And Gore's been a nice piece. But he ain't been better than Spencer Strider. Look at some of the forget just the wins in the ERA. Look at some of the underlying numbers, the whips and the strikeouts per 9 innings and things like that. It's crazy to think that the Braves, for a team that's coming off a World Series, and the fact that they are in win now mode, and Alex Anthopoulos himself has said, we're not worried about rookies. We're not worried about, giving guys tryouts and things like that. And given sort of the failed Christian Pache discussion and the fact that Drew Waters, who has been their 1A, 1B top prospect, I understand he started the year hurt and he's gotten a late start, but the fact of they haven't had to call him up, they haven't needed him, the contributions that they've gotten from Harris and Strider, they've got maybe 2 of the 3 best rookies in the National League. And I don't think any of us could have seen that coming this year. And you look at the injection that those 2 guys have made into this team, how Harris has not only transformed the lineup, but now he's nailed down center field. So now you've got your young, defensive-minded, speed-burning center fielder who can man that position. And, oh, yeah, by the way, at the bottom of the order, it gives you another 300 hitter to get on base for when Ronnie and Dansby come up. And then Strider goes right from throwing 100-mile-an-hour stuff in the middle of a game, striking everybody out, keeping a lead, to, oh, yeah, now he's going to be my 5th starter out there. And honestly, he's been more consistent than Ian Anderson has been this year. Right now, I would tell you that if you rank the Braves starters, you'd have to put Strider right behind, Morton in the number 4 spot and probably put him ahead of Ian Anderson. It's crazy to think that this team is still finding young guys in their farm system to come up and make big impacts and hopefully it leads to another World Series championship. All right, we thank you for making Hittin' Hard with Jon Chuckery your first listen every day. Make my friends over at ATL Day Ones your second listen every day. My friends Jarvis Davis and Tanitra Batiste are talking about all things in the heart of the city of Atlanta. All the local teams, Hawks, Braves, Bulldogs, Falcons, you name it, they're covering it. Listen to my friends on our YouTube page. You can subscribe there. Find us at Locked On Sports Atlanta. They are also free and available on all your favorite podcast platforms, including Spotify and Odyssey. And then also give me a follow on my personal Twitter page at JMCH316. We will be back with you tomorrow. It's been Hittin' Hard with Jon Chuckery on Locked On Sports Atlanta.